everyone, how are we today? Just doing an all signs reading today. Our topic today is around education and learning. So I'm kind of leaving the intention a little bit open here to, so some people may be getting more physical realm education coming through, whereas, some of us, we may be getting, more so along the lines of a lesson that you need to learn on a more energetical level. So I am kind of leaving the intention open a little bit there when it comes to that, but I will be asking, what you need to learn in your life. Okay, so, a lot of you may have some sort of idea that if you are pursuing further education and those sorts of things, specific learning quest that you may be on or adventure that you're on there, we may be looking at that specifically, but for the rest of us, it may be just a little bit more esoteric, a little bit more spiritual energy type learning lessons type stuff. Okay, so leaving it a little bit open-ended there to sort of see what wants to come through for everybody, but that's sort of what we're looking at is things that you do need to learn in your life. Okay, so today I am going to be using, I have a new deck here, the Oracle of the Fairies. Now that is a Karen K deck, another Oracle deck that we'll be using today. I'll be starting off with that one, but I am also using the Tanis lenormand as well. All right, so as always, you will see me sort of taking time stamps, but we're going to be starting today with Aries. Okay, Aries, how are we today? What do you need to learn, Aries? What does Aries need to learn? Look in a book, Aries. All right, so this particular card, it really does give me, that idea of literally just picking up a random book and reading. If you want to do that thing where you sort of flip to, I don't have my book nice and close with me, but I do sometimes do that with the readings. But if you want to just open up a book and flip to a random page and read that page or read that paragraph that you land on there, and somehow that having some sort of meaning for you. If you want to just go to your local library, your bookshelf, and grab a random book and just read that, you may find there may be some sort of subject going on in that story that is sort of relevant to what's going on for you at the moment. There may just be a concept or some sort of something within the story that may be important for you at the moment. It does say, whatever your question right now, you'll find the answer in a book. The words you find will bring the insight you need. Okay, so for some of you, this is definitely talking about doing research and that sort of stuff as well. So if you are doing actual, educational things, really hitting the books and really making sure you're researching the topics that you're looking into with your education, really relying on the source guides and those sorts of things with your actual education there as well. We do have the healing card. Okay, so there is something that you do need to learn about healing and looking inward toward yourself and things that you need to heal within yourself. That card does say, now is the time for you to give or receive healing. Everyone has a natural ability to heal others. Yes, even you. So for some of you, that may be actually quite as simple, as straightforward as, researching how to heal, how to be a healer, how to do things like Reiki and that sort of stuff, hands-on healing. I myself, I do know how to do Reiki, but I do prefer to sort of go more along the lines of hands-on healing with my own personal stuff there. But, everybody has that ability within them, and it's a matter of developing that. So it may be a really good time for some of you to be researching those sorts of things and seeing how you can actually, bring that into your own life as well. So otherwise, looking inward at the healing that we may need to be doing, learning more about how to heal yourself. All right. Aries, what does Aries need to learn? Double whammy here, Aries. We have the book once again. All right, so you're being very, very muchly forcefully sort of told here the answers are lying in a book for you, Aries. This is coming through once again as research, further education. Okay, so for quite a lot of you, this is you needing to sort of hit the books and study that subject, whatever that question is, whatever you're needing to learn more about for your own self. Even if, like I said, even if that's just a specific way to, learn how to heal that inner emotion, learn how to heal from that turmoil, that traumatic event, or whatever it is, learning something more, physical realm, like actual education, going through with studying and actually, maybe seeking education at this time, all that sort of stuff coming through with that book card once again. So it's kind of like exploring the unknown, exploring the next chapter of your life. It does really talk about you needing to, actively learn and actively educate yourself, gain further wisdom on the subject that you're dealing with. Okay, Aries. We do also have the feminine and the mountain. Okay, so that feminine really is vibing of that healing element once again, that nurturing your emotional self, looking after yourself. It really does talk about your emotions. So healing any negative emotions, learning how to heal those negative emotions, maybe trying some different techniques, educating yourself, researching other ways to heal through those emotions, especially, any emotional obstacles that you've been facing here with the mountain card. The mountain really does talk about, obstacles or challenges you've been facing, adversities you've been facing, delays you've been facing. I feel for a lot of you, this is just a delay in you facing these emotions and facing this healing that you face, like, a delay in actually stopping and looking inward in order to heal yourself and get started on this educational journey, this lesson that you need to learn just within yourself there, Aries. So, but with the mountain, a little bit of hard work, perseverance, determination, all those obstacles actually do become brand new opportunities for you. Okay, so it's definitely a positive card. Even though it does talk about obstacles and challenges, it actually talks a lot more about being able to overcome those obstacles or challenges that you're facing. Okay, so definitely a positive in that sense for you, Aries. Now, you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, but for now we will move on over to Taurus. Taurus, how are we today? What does Taurus need to learn? What does Taurus need to learn, please? Pardon me. Solitude, Taurus. Think of being alone as meaning you are all one and in total harmony with everything. The greatest treasures are those that wait silently during your quiet times. Okay, so, you need to learn how to have those quiet times, how to be okay with yourself, by yourself, take time to yourself, spend some time in solitude, and you need to learn how to be okay with that, I feel, Taurus, because we do see here also, find balance. So I feel that for a lot of you, solitude is actually really going to help you find that balance. It's finding that balance of, having that time to yourself, and then, going out, being social, involving yourself with, friends, partners, family, whatever, so having that balance between that introverted self and that extroverted self, regardless of whether you would classify yourself as an introvert or an extrovert. It's really talking about, finding that peace in the solitude in order to find some sort of balance. Okay, it does say find the balance between your work, rest, and play, and you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. Oh, I really like that card if it's telling us to have naps. I do like nap time. So, maybe that's your solitude, going and having a nap. Maybe that's a good way for you to find some solitude and just find that peace and harmony for yourself there. Don't overwork yourself, Taurus. All right, but we'll have a look with the lenormand. Taurus, what does Taurus need to learn? Pardon me, Taurus. I've got a lingering cough and I just cannot get rid of it. Okay. So firstly, we have the heart. Okay, so I feel like this is talking about that balance, that solitude once again, that finding just that loving space to just be and just be yourself. Love yourself. Take that time to yourself to really appreciate that quiet time and just sit quietly with your own heart, your own passion, having a bit of, I feel for some of you maybe a little bit more romance towards yourselves here as well. But we do have that with the cross. Okay, so it's really talking about having faith in your sense of love within yourself, having faith in your in being able to just be loving and and to actually love, to be able to be in solitude, spend some time by yourself in quiet. I do feel for a lot of you that this is just talking about just having faith that you can do it. Like if you're someone that struggles with meditation, that sort of thing, have faith that you can do it. You definitely can do it, but it's talking about that spiritual love for yourself. The cross really does bring around the spiritual element, the religious elements of things. So it's having faith in your love, in your sense of love, in the love that's in your heart for others, the love that's in your heart for yourself. There is also this sense of sometimes we do carry some burdens with that cross energy. And I do feel that that's more related to this next card here. We have the tree. So the tree is also about, self-care, self-growth, looking after yourself. I do feel as though that's talking about, maturing past any burdens that you've been carrying. The tree is quite wise in the way that it does look after its heart space. So I do feel as though this is you just finding that balance and maturing beyond any of these burdens that you've been carrying. Okay, so there's just a need for you to learn a little bit more about finding some balance, and I feel like for a lot of you, finding that balance through that solitude, through spending time alone and just quiet periods of time, meditating, all those sorts of things. All right, so I hope that's helpful for you, Taurus, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we will move over to Gemini. Gemini, what does Gemini need to learn? What does Gemini need to learn, please? Okay, so we have believe in magic, Gemini. So open your eyes and see the magic that's all around in nature. The fairy of the northern lights says you are a part of nature, so you are magical too. Okay, so it's asking you to start believing in yourself, believing in the magic that is Gemini, and that you yourself are, if you it's hard to sort of explain here, but you look around yourself and you see the magic in nature, the way that plants have. I'm getting, because it's feeling quite deep here for a lot of you, Gemini. Like talking about how we the Fibonacci sequence, for example. This is getting brought to my attention. Things like the scientific magic in nature. So things like the Fibonacci sequence. We look around the world, and then when we actually look closer, we notice this beautiful pattern that occurs in everything. We notice that there's this deeper beauty to things than what's even on the surface. So even the most horrible looking things sometimes have this beautiful pattern to them that's a part of that magic, that without that without that horrible thing, that pattern maybe wouldn't exist. So I'm kind of getting that it's like it's got something here to do with seeing seeing the light in the darkness. Without the darkness, there can't be light, and appreciating the darkness for being able to show you, to be able to allow the light to shine through, and to see the beauty in the smallest little things, including within yourself. And then, looking around and seeing, whatever it is that you find beautiful in this world, looking at those things and then realizing that, you're a part of this world. That's a part of you too. okay? Everything is all part of, you know, the oneness of, you know, looking at the earth as a whole, rather than looking at yourself and looking at the horrible things as, oh, that's just a horrible thing. No, looking at the bigger picture. You know, it's giving me this really weird thing between the comparisons between, you know, the tiny little things where you're looking, you know, through a microscope to see the pattern in the plant, to see everything sort of connected in this weird sense, but then looking at the bigger picture to know that's actually the whole world as well. The whole world is that, and you're part of that. You're not just this one little thing, you know, horrible or beautiful. It doesn't even matter, because you're part of this whole, that, you know, the whole as a whole, it's got all those elements within it. So it is horrible, yet it is beautiful at the same time. It is darkness, yet it is light at the same time. So it's actually like a really big message for you here, Gemini. But that's kind of the best I can kind of explain what's coming through here. But it's believing in yourself and believing in the magic of yourself, Gemini, and the magic that's all around you and accessible to you as well. Because the next card we have is the pure intention card. Okay, so the fairy of manifestation will help you to use your wishes wisely. Manifest your heart's desire with pure intention and for the highest good of all. So you know, when there's that magic around you, this is where you're able to influence and manifest, you know, the things that are around you. So if you're constantly looking out and only seeing the horrible, you start to manifest the horrible. So you know, believing in that magic of being able to see the magic and see the beautiful, you'll start to, you know, have that pure intention to manifest that around you as well. Okay, so that's something that you kind of need to learn at the moment, Gemini, that you know, without the bad there wouldn't be good, and without the dark there wouldn't be light, and all that within yourself as well, and to really focus on that light and holding pure intention, you know, in order to manifest that purity around yourself, or believing in the magic that you can manifest, you know, good things for yourself, if only you let yourself. Okay, so you do need to start believing in yourself a little bit more there, especially on that spiritual kind of level, and that, like I was sort of saying, you know, looking down into the minute details, but also looking back up to the worldview of yourself as well. You know, it's one of them things where when you stop and realize that, you know, in the grand scheme of things, you are but a speck. All right. It can be super positive, but it can also be super negative when you look at it like that you are this tiny little speck floating around in this giant big mass of people and things, and, you know, plants and animals and the earth. You know, it can be quite overwhelming, but it also can be quite enlightening as well. So it's asking you to sort of see the enlightening, magical side of that. All right, but we'll have a look with the lenormand as well. Okay, Gemini. What does Gemini need to learn? Can I just clarify those two for Gemini, please? How is this something Gemini needs to learn, please? Please clarify. Is that... Okay, it's on the bottom of the deck. We're seeing other people. All right, so I am seeing something here, Gemini, that you do need to learn. Firstly, we've got the tree, okay? So this is about your self-care and looking after yourself, you know, really putting yourself first, putting your own growth first, your own sense of maturity first and foremost, okay? Because I do feel here that you've outgrown something. Okay, there's something around you that you've outgrown. I did see, when I sort of, as I was clarifying, I did see quite a few of the people cards. I do feel as though this has got to do, this next part of the message has got to do with an energy around you, Gemini, and that you've with the tree, you've outgrown this. You're more mature than this energy now. So you need to stop deceiving yourself that you're not mature enough to move on from this energy. All right, because we do have the snake here, so it kind of lets us know that your true passion and desire lays elsewhere, but you have been sort of a little bit, self-deceiving when it comes to this energy around you, and it can actually be talking about out and out. I don't feel as though it's like, like huge deceit. Okay, the snake can talk about deceit, betrayal, temptation, those sorts of things, but I'm not feeling that it's like a huge betrayal or anything like that. It's just linking in with that self-deceit. Like you're deceiving yourself that you're not worth more. You're deceiving yourself that you're not mature enough, or that you haven't outgrown something. I feel like for a lot of you, you've outgrown something, and that's what's going on here, that your maturity level is actually higher than this situation, this person around you. Okay, we do have the garden as well, and then I've clarified the snake and the garden with the sun. Okay, so it's showing us that this is going to be revealed to you. Your eyes are going to open up to this. All right, and it does lead to happiness with that sun card there as well. But the garden talks about social. All right, that's a social card. So it's talking about, and on the bottom of the deck, I did have the dog. So we do see friendships there with the dog, and that had the woman behind it as well. So for a lot of you, this is a female friend. I don't normally genderize, but I do feel for a lot of you it's a female friend, especially with that snake energy. That usually can be like that that temptress kind of energy where they're trying to lead you astray in some way. I do feel as though it's just because you've outgrown this person. You're a little bit more mature than how this person is presenting, and it is going to be revealed to you with that sun energy. It's going to come to light that you're just not feeling that anymore. I feel like you feel like that that person or that their behaviors or their energy is just a little bit immature for your liking, especially with that garden there. That does talk about meeting up with friends and hanging out with friends. So I do feel as though there is going to be a social situation where it brings this to light for you a little bit, that you are you're feeling that like you're actually have matured beyond this particular friend or friend group, and you've kind of been deceiving yourself that this friendship is more important than it actually is, that that kind of thing, getting through there. There's some element of you've been deceiving yourself about how much you've even grown and changed, or even just the dynamic in the friends group has changed and grown, and there's just something you have been sort of, I feel like you've just been hiding from the truth completely. Like you know it's there, and you know that that's the case, but you've just been kind of allowing yourself to be blind to it, and not and you've still been seeing the garden there. You're still actively involved with that friend or friends group, and it's just kind of opening your eyes up to, what, this isn't really my thing anymore. I feel like I've outgrown this situation, this person, this group. Okay, so but as long as you're acting from pure intention, Gemini, that's going to be totally fine. Like I said, with that sun energy, you do have a lot of happiness on the other side of all this anyway. All right, or you definitely could still with that tree, definitely could grow with this friend group as well. There is the potential for growth within this friend group as well, and maybe that's what's being revealed, that they need to grow, or you need to grow within a certain aspect toward the way you're considering them. So however that resonates for you, it's going to be slightly different for a few of you there, but I feel for a lot of you that you've actually outgrown that situation. It's just a matter of facing that for yourself. All right. So that's what we have for you, Gemini, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we will move on over to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. What does Cancer need to learn? What does Cancer need to learn? Inspiration. Be prepared, as you'll soon receive a visit from the fairy of inspiration. Come dusk or dawn, she can call at any time. All right, so I do feel as though, I feel like this is directly related to this next card here. We have go outside. All right. It's time to go outside. Tune into the powerful peace of nature wherever you are and feel at one with your habitat. So I'm just kind of feeling this sensation of, just suddenly you're just going to have this desire to go outside and connect with nature in some way. I'm just getting this sort of image of, someone just going, do you know what? It's raining outside. And do you know what? I want to go and dance in the rain, or, I want to go and run around barefoot in the wet grass or something like that. And it's providing a lot of inspiration for your life. So it's kind of letting us know, be prepared for this inspiration to strike. It may be, against what something you would normally do. Like I said, like running around in the rain or going and jumping in puddles or, just going for a walk in nature and hugging a tree or something along those lines. You may just do something quite suddenly and just be like, oh, that's a bit out of ordinary for me to just go and do that. But it's kind of letting go with the flow and just go with it, because there must be something about that you need, within yourself to learn something about yourself, about, just going with the flow. I feel for some of you, it's kind of the lesson is that you need to just follow your inspiration sometimes. And if all of a sudden your intuition is telling you, do you know what? I feel like going and dancing in the rain. Follow it. Follow that intuition. And I feel like a lot of you just need to learn to let loose a little bit and just go with it and do it. All right. So it's kind of a challenge for you this week, Cancer, that, when that inspiration hits, to get outside and do something, go outside and do the thing and see where that leads you. All right. Some sort of lesson involved here for that. All right. What does Cancer need to learn? Okay, so we do have the star card. So as a standalone here, this is all about wishes and wish fulfillment. So and it is talking about following your desires. So once again, we're getting that double message here, where that if you desire it, do it, that kind of thing, fulfill that wish, even if it's something just random and crazy, like going and dancing in the rain, get out there and do it. Follow your heart's desire at this time, just, even if you think that that's a weird wish or something along those lines, just get out there and do it. It's kind of follow that inspiration and really follow your wishes, even as crazy as they may feel at the time. Pardon. But I do have like a second message linking with these other cards here, because we do have the dog as well as the house. Okay, so with that particular message there, the dog does talk about friends and someone that you're very loyal to. You have a lot of understanding, compassion, support for this person, and it's kind of the house talks about security and stability. So for some of you there, this is letting us know that, you have a desire to strengthen a friendship, to, be more stable within a friendship, receive or give more support in a more stable, secure way with a friend. I feel like for some of you, this isn't actually, they're not actually just a platonic friend. They may be more than that, but it's talking about the friendship side of the connection. Okay, so even if it's a family member and you always, give them your undying family type support. This is talking about, being their friend as well. If it's a lover, that kind of thing, it's talking about the element of being their friend as well, and working on that, being more stable and supportive. I feel like this is, for a lot of you, this is you wanting to be more stable and supportive for this person. But for some of you, it's going to go the other way as well. But, your wishes are coming true. The dreams are being fulfilled, having hope and optimism that this friendship will become more supportive, or will, get to that stable point where you're sort of wanting it to. So I do feel for a lot of you that you do need to just sort of learn how to be more supportive, how to receive support and compassion from others, how to, accept friendship, support, and loyalty, as well as give that. I do, like, once again, I'm getting that for majority of you, it's giving. It's talking about giving that support, that loyalty to somebody in a very friendship type way. Like I said, though, I'm not feeling that it's necessarily a friend, okay, but it's that element of friendship, like that olive branch of friendship you're offering to this person. For some of you, this is talking about, I am getting another message now that for one or two of you, this is talking about you having a wish I'm getting to renew, to get back to, because this is coming through as a physical house as well. So there may be some of you that I'm getting that there's a person that you've got a strong bond of friendship, loyalty, compassion with, but I'm getting that it's like you may not be currently close to this person, or physically or emotionally not currently close to this person, and you have a desire to, go stay at their house, have them come stay at your house, cover that, if they live a bit further away, go visit them. I'm feeling for some of you, this is you wishing to go visit someone, or have someone visit you at your home. So that's only for one or two of you, though. So you'll know if that's you, because you already know that you're wishing for that. But it's talking about having a lot of hope and optimism, and with the go outside card, I would dare say if that's you wanting to visit a friend, go for it. Go outside and just, when inspiration hits and you want to go outside and go visit that friend, just go do it. All right. That's well supported for you. You do need to learn something here when it comes to that, Cancer. All right, so that's what we have for you, Cancer. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, but I'm just going to stop for a drink and move on to Leo. Okay, Leo. Leo, what does Leo need to learn? What does Leo need to learn? Okay, hidden depths, Leo. That says something hidden is about to come to light. Perhaps a secret or a memory at the back of your mind. When we expose what's hidden, we can become free. Wow. Okay. We also have inspiration. Be prepared, as you'll soon receive a visit from the fairy of inspiration. Come dusk or dawn, she can call at any time. So I feel like for a lot of you, Leo, this is talking about, this inspiration is going to hit and make you sort of realize this hidden thing, this I feel for a lot of you that actually may be something at the back of your mind, a hidden memory or a hidden secret, something about yourself that you may have not actually consciously realized. And this is what you need to learn. It's going to come to light. So when that inspiration strikes, to not ignore it, to be ready and to sort of follow that inspiration. So if you do get the inspiration to sort of question something, or look at something a little bit closer, especially something within yourself, something that you feel like might have been hidden from yourself. Really, really looking at that. This is something you do need to learn, and it is going to sort of reveal some stuff for you, I feel. All right, we'll have a look with the lenormand as well, Leo. Okay, Leo. What does Leo need to learn? Okay, yeah. What does Leo need to learn? Okay, so straight away, I'm kind of seeing what this is all about too, Leo. Firstly, we have the masculine that kind of jumped on out. And the masculine is about the way that we control our emotions. With what I'm seeing next here, it's talking about there's something about the way that you control your emotional side, the way that you try to think about things very logically and clear-minded, and maybe avoid emotions in some senses there. Because what we're seeing next, we have the moon and the snake energy. Okay, so that lets us know that there's something that we're deceiving ourselves about, an emotion that we're deceiving ourselves about. The moon is all about emotion. And your sensitivities, things that you are more sensitive to than you allow yourself to believe that you are. Okay. So it's bringing to light this idea, Leo, where things that trigger you. All right. So if there's something in particular that triggers you, and you are deceiving yourself that you don't actually have a sensitivity to some sort of emotion that is wrapped up in that, but that thing still triggers you. And that trigger is kind of like actually letting you know that there's an emotional component within you that's reacting to that thing. It's kind of like that mirroring element where, sometimes the things that trigger us, that it's because there's something within us that, just trying to think of an example here for you, Leo. It's kind of like, I suppose road rage is a good example to sort of use here. So, when someone cuts you off in traffic, you get really, road ragey because they cut me off. But it's not just the fact that they cut you off in traffic that is actually triggering you here. It's something like, you may be feeling, this is going to be a bit confronting, but, in this example, when someone cuts you off in traffic and you're getting very road ragey, just annoyed, angry and frustrated that somebody cut you off. But why are you getting frustrated? Why does that set your road rage off? Is it because you're feeling entitlement? You know what I mean? I'm just getting this feeling of entitlement with this example I'm using. I'm getting this this sense of you're feeling entitled to have more space than other people maybe feel that they can utilize. Does that kind of make sense? I feel like I'm not making sense here. I thought that was going to be a good example, but maybe not. But because like if you were to cut someone off in traffic and they got road rage at you, how would you feel about that? So it's kind of like maybe looking at things from the other perspective, and looking at if you did that to somebody else, how would they feel? And how would you feel about doing that kind of stuff? Like maybe there's a reason that you're not seeing of why that person acts that way or does that thing, or maybe someone cuts you off because when they learnt their road rules, it's fine. They they're sitting in their car going, oh, Leo's driving too slow, I'm gonna swerve around and get in front of them, and you feel as though they cut you off, which from your perspective, they may very well have cut you off, but there's obviously something going on for them to do that. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is looking at the other's perspective, and if you were to do that thing, why would you do it? Okay, so even with horrible sorts of examples, as like if you have a certain emotion flare up because someone cheated on me, and that brings up a lot of emotions, obviously. But there's maybe to think about, what if you were the one that had gone out and cheated? What would be the reason that you would go out and do that? And maybe stopping and thinking about things from their perspective as well. And what was it clear that you were even dating? I'm really bad examples. I'm really coming up with bad examples here, Leo. I'm sorry. I hope I'm kind of getting across what I'm trying to get across, because it's feeling like there's just something you're not seeing from another perspective. All right. And with this hidden depths card, it's kind of like that other perspective is what's coming to light for some of you there, that when we expose what's hidden, we can become free. All right. So some of you, though, you are just outright hiding from a certain emotion, trying to control your emotions too heavily. But I don't know why I was getting those examples. Please clarify this message for Leo. How do you want me to tell Leo what they need to learn? Please clarify. What does Leo need to learn here? All right, so we've got the garden and the key. So that's about opening up, meeting people halfway. That perspective thing again, meeting people halfway with the garden there, but also opening yourself up, opening up your heart space, the opposite of that, opening those emotions, not feeling as though you have to control yourself so much, being a little bit more vulnerable, with others as well as yourself here, and seeing things from other people's perspectives, meeting people halfway, something to do with compromise and perspective here, Leo, is what we need to learn. So I hope that message resonated for those of you who that was meant for, but you are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. I am sorry if I had the worst examples for that today, to sort of get across where I was going with that, but sometimes messages just don't come through super clearly. A lot of the time when that happens, it's because it means different things to different people, and it's hard to actually pinpoint the exact storyline because it's different for everybody. But hopefully somewhere in there you could find your what you need to hear from that anyway, Leo. But we'll move on over to our Virgos. Okay, Virgo. What does Virgo need to learn? What does Virgo need to learn? Find balance, Virgo. Find the balance between your work, rest, and play, and you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. So Virgo, you recently did get a very strong reading about you needing to, relax and take a break. Stop overloading yourself. So that's coming through once again, that you need to find that balance between work, rest, and play. All right. So, I do recall, was it yesterday's all sign reading or the weekly reading? I believe it must have been the weekly reading, Virgo, where we were getting told that you do need to stop and refuel, rest and whatnot. So, there may be something for you in that weekly reading. If you haven't seen that one, maybe go back and just check the most recent weekly reading. We do also have asked for help. All right. Angels are celestial beings who protect everyone, and the fairies say now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. All right. So asking your spirit teams, your guides, ask God, whatever you believe in, asking for help. That you don't have to do this all alone. If you do need to learn how to find balance and you do need help finding that balance, asking people around you to help support you as well, not just your angels or the more spiritual, esoteric side of things. You're more than capable of asking the people around you for help and support as well. All right. We will have a look with the lenormand for you, Virgo. What does Virgo need to learn? What does Virgo need to learn? Why does Virgo need to learn that? Please clarify. Why does Virgo need to learn that? Okay, so I think this has got something to do with that support, that asking for help. When I've asked why you need to know that, we've got the dog, okay? So the dog is friendship. I'm not necessarily a friend as such. This is more about, the loyalty, the support, the companionship, the compassion and understanding that people around you can give to you. So you need to know about this because of, that understanding, that compassion. I feel like, being your own friend first is probably relevant here as well, Virgo. Looking after yourself, being that one to support yourself, to be compassionate and understanding of yourself, needing this time to find balance and to ask for help and support. All right. This is all about, support. So you need to know this for, that help with support and asking for help. Be a friend to yourself first and foremost and ask for help when you need it. But we do see with that friendship card that there is people around you that will support you and help you. All right. But you do need to know the message we've got about this, what you need to learn with the lenormand is actually like kind of separate to what I was expecting here, but obviously it is linked with that support and needing that support. But we do have the fish. Okay, so the fish is the card of abundance. All right, so it can be a financial related card here, but I feel that it's just talking about abundance, like a lot of. In this sense, it's coming through pretty straightforward, as this is just talking about a lot of communication. All right, so we have the letter there. So the letter is all about communication, talking things through with people, having texting, calling, emailing, talking online, talking in person to people. So I feel like this is, you asking for help, and a lot of talking needing to a lot of communication needing to happen here, you in order to help you find this balance within yourself. All right, so and this is actually going to create new adventures, new journeys for you. All right, we do have the ship here. So for some of you, you may actually need to be communicating about travel as well. There may be something you need to talk about specifically related to travel. you know, in order for you to find that balance. So I'm getting that for maybe one of you or two of you. This is actually talking about, you know, this is kind of like negotiations with your workplace, about, look, I can't travel for work at the moment. I need some space from work. I need time to myself as well. I can't just be work, work, work all day long. I can't be traveling this much to and from work. So for some of you, it is quite straightforward in that sense as well. You know, that you have been doing a lot of travel maybe already, and or someone is wanting you to do a lot of travel, and you just are needing to communicate to these people or person, you know, I need help. I need to find more balance than this. It's just not working for me. I need to communicate clearly with you that, you know, I can't cover that distance right now. I can't work those extra hours for you right now. I need time to rest and, you know, have my own time. I'm just not letting myself be overwhelmed by this at the moment. I need to find a better balance than what's going on currently. All right. So I do feel for a lot of you, you know, asking for help is coming through quite important for you at the moment. And however you need to communicate that in order to ask for help, you know, it's important for you to learn how to do that at the moment. Learn how to communicate, to ask for help when you need it, Virgo. All right. But that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to, you know, check your other placements. You know, like I said, go back and check that weekly reading if you want to learn a little bit more about what I was talking about there, that needing to rest and refuel yourself, energy. But for now, we will move on to Libra. How are we, Libra? Okay, Libra. Pardon me, Libra. Sorry. This cough is just hounding me at the moment. Libra. What does Libra need to learn? What does Libra need to learn right now, please? Okay. Wait for winter. I didn't actually realize there was season cards in this particular deck, but it does say during the colder months, the fairy queen of winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. So it's talking about manifesting things, you know, coming winter time. But I do want to let everyone know I do read the seasons as my own. So this is about, you know, about 8 months away, because we're heading into summer here, or 7 months away. We're heading into summer here in Australia, all right? So that's the opposite season here. I understand quite a lot of you watching are going to be in, you know, countries where you're heading into winter now, but I do read the seasons as my own, being over here in Australia. We're heading into summer, so I do sort of, and I am sort of, it is letting me know that, you know, this is not that quickly. All right, we're not looking at a time frame that soon, so it's definitely more so my my winter, which will be, you know, 6 or 7 months from now. All right, being able to manifest what you desire come winter, though. So, you know, give it some time. Have hope. All right, we do have the hope card here as well. Hope is always there, even if we can't see it. Optimistic expectations can help change a negative situation into a positive one. All right, so you do need to learn how to have hope, that you are going to be able to manifest these desires. It just may take a little bit longer than you want it to, you know, if we are looking at, you know, 7 or so months. So waiting for winter, waiting and patience seems quite important here, is something that you need to learn. You need to learn how to wait for all your dreams to come true, which, you know, I know sometimes that's a bit of a hard pill to swallow, but, you know, have hope. Have hope that everything will work out. So maybe there's an element there for some of you needing to learn how to hold on that faith that things will work out for you, that, you know, you will get these dreams, desires fulfilled eventually. Okay. Pardon. I am a very impatient person, so I feel you there, Libra. Okay, Libra. What does Libra need to learn? Oh, and just randomly there, Libra, I'm getting, this may be only for one person, but with that hope card, all right, just then when I sat them down like that. So it says, wait for hope. And it just said to me suddenly, hope, the person. Okay. Wait for hope. So for some of you, that may become relevant in, once again, we probably are looking at a further time frame here, although time is very fluid, but it's kind of saying, wait for hope, the person. Whoever hope is, even if you don't know a hope, wait for the hope. There you go. I'll call that. That feels like a prediction of some sort. So whoever that is for, come back in a few months, or come back in 8 months and let me know who hope is to you, or if you do know a hope already. There's something about wait for hope, the person. It keeps telling me, so it's important for whoever that's for. That's important for you to wait for hope. Okay, so I'm just getting told now there's like an event where don't leave without hope. You need hope to go. You can't go without hope. Like, make sure hope is with you. But it's feeling like hope, a person. Okay, so that's maybe just one person. Okay, so if that's not for you, leave it for whoever that is for. But I feel like it's going to be one of them situations where, it'll be months and months down the track, and all of a sudden someone will go, oh, I can't believe I'm waiting so long for hope to show up. And all of a sudden your brain's just going to go, oh, I remember watching that reading and she said, wait for hope. Okay, I'll wait a bit longer. Like it's just something like that. All right, but with the lenormand here, we do have the tree. All right. And we have the clover and the flowers. So I see a lot of hope here. Hope that's not necessarily hope the person, but with the tree, we're looking after ourselves, needing to learn to look after yourself, take care of yourself, take care of your own self. That it's self-care coming through very strongly for you here, Libra. Taking the time to, do some little things for yourself that, specifically put time aside to, take care of you. All right. And then we do have, like I said, the clover and the flowers. The clover talks about good fortune on the way, especially with the flowers here. The flowers is all about, it can be about gifts, okay? So for some of you, you really are going to be, having a good fortune of receiving a gift. For others of you, this is you can talk about taking a risk, taking a chance. So some of you may be taking a chance to gift something to somebody. And it may feel like it's a bit of a risky, like, I don't know whether it's a risky gift. You don't know whether it's going to sit well with this person or not, or you're taking a risk in the sense of you're spending a lot or not very much on this gift that you're giving. It's going to be very well received, okay? So whichever way we're going here, but it does also talk about, taking a chance to learn a little bit more about how to give and receive to yourself. Okay. Especially with that tree there, the tree can sometimes talk about knowledge as well. So, we want to make sure we're wise and learning what we can about how to, take a chance on ourselves and really give to ourselves and receive, from, our friends, family, the universe. So there may be something for some of you about, learning how to better give and better receive. Okay. If you're anything like me, I'm really bad at like accepting compliments and accepting gifts. You know, I'm really awkward when it comes to, you know, receiving gifts, but I love to give gifts. So, you know, it's kind of like maybe I need to listen to this a little bit more as well, you know, about learning how to take a chance that, you know, it's okay to accept things. It's okay to receive things. Okay, take care of yourself. You deserve it. So, you know, maybe some of you do need to just learn how to receive. Okay, and those gifts, it could just be time, energy, love. You know, gifts from the universe. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be a monetary gift either. Although with the clover, I do feel for some of you it is a good fortune type gift. Okay, maybe learning how to receive a gift that's more expensive than you would have thought someone would be spending on you. I'm just getting it. Yeah, that might be what it is for some of you. All right, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. All right, but for now, we'll move over to Scorpio. How are we, Scorpio? What does Scorpio need to learn right now? What does Scorpio need to learn? Okay, Scorpio. I have had these cards come out. This first card has come out for a couple of signs already. I can't remember which ones. Cancer, I believe, and maybe Virgo. No, Leo, maybe. But I've also had this other card coming out for Gemini as well. So, you know, if you do have other strong placements, it may be worth checking some of those as well, Scorpio. But we do have inspiration. Be prepared, as you'll soon receive a visit from the fairy of inspiration. Come dusk or dawn, she can call at any time. So it's really talking about, you know, learning how to follow your inspiration. If you're inspired to do something, just go ahead and do it. You know, following that intuition, that inspiration, that, you know, be prepared, as you'll soon receive some sort of inspiration to do something and go somewhere or do something. All right, and we do also have the believe in magic card. That does say open your eyes and see the magic that's all around in nature. The fairy of the northern lights says you are a part of nature, so you are magical too. All right, so I do feel for you here, Scorpio. This is talking about, you know, seeing the magic in the world around you and realizing that, you know, that's a part of you as well. That, you know, all the good that you can see out there in the world, that's actually a part of you too. Same, you know, I don't, not to be a negative Nancy there, but all the negative that we see in the world, that's a part of us too. But, you know, side note, but we're focusing on the positive here, okay? So looking for the magic, looking for, you know, the beauty in nature, the you know, the positive elements around you, and believing that you have those as part of you as well. You know, especially with that inspiration card, it's kind of letting us know that, you know, you are magic. Okay, so if you get this inspiration to just go and do something, even if it's not something you would normally do or say or go or whatever it is, if you get some sort of inspiration to go ahead and do something or see someone or something along those lines, to believe in the magic of yourself and your intuition telling you to do that, and go for it. All right, so you need to sort of learn how to trust your intuition a little bit more here, Scorpio, and believe in your magic, your inner voice telling you to go here, do that, say that. You know, believe in yourself, you know, believe in your intuition a little bit more, and follow that inspiration. All right, Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, what does Scorpio need to learn? Clarify that third card. Why are we seeing that third card for Scorpio? Clarify that third card. Very interesting, Scorpio. What I'm seeing here, okay, so we have the Star card first and foremost. Okay, so there's a wish being fulfilled, a dream that's coming true, staying very hopeful and optimistic on this journey, because we do see the ship there as well. So this is like a dream that you have in regard to starting a specific type of adventure, a wish for travel, a desire to move forward. It feels like you're getting an opportunity to have a wish fulfilled, but it's actually kind of coming through with a bit of a sort of warning here. Not warning to the point of warning, but just something to keep in mind. All right, to really focus on the hope and the optimism, but to also think about it carefully. All right, we have the clouds, which was clarified by the fox there. So they're both very, very sort of mind space cards, thinking things through very, very clearly. Because with the clouds, this is all about your thoughts, but sometimes these, it's kind of letting us know that if you need to be very clever, and it's very tricky. It's a very tricky fine line here, because you need to think about this logically and clearly, but you need to make sure you're not overthinking it, because as soon as you start overthinking it and leading down yourself down that path of overthinking leads to negative thinking. All right, and that leads to anxiety and confusion about this, about, is that really my wish? Do I really want to go on this adventure? Do I really want to start this journey? That's what starts to happen if you overthink it. But you do still need to think about it very clearly and cleverly. All right. And so I feel like a big element of that cleverly is thinking about, what's best for you, your own independence and survival with this situation. And the hope and the optimism, really, really focusing on making sure that when you're thinking things through clearly, that you are thinking it through in a very optimistic way, rather than letting yourself get pessimistic or think about all the negative potential outcomes here. No, you need to think about the most positive potential outcomes here, because otherwise you're going to talk yourself out of something here, talk yourself out of an opportunity that could actually be, everything that you're wishing for. So not allowing, that's the kind of warning, to not allow yourself to talk yourself out of something, to overthink something to the point where all of a sudden that's it. I don't hold that, tell yourself that you don't, I don't really wish for that, even though, inspiration and believe in magic, yeah, you do, and your intuition is telling you to go for this wish, this desire, but you need to do so in a very hopeful way, optimistic way, and start that journey within yourself of, positive thinking, rather than allowing those negative thinking to sort of overtake. All right, so that's kind of what you need to learn here, is how to think positively rather than, allowing the negative to take control here, to toe that line, to be very tricky about how you're being, be very clever about, balancing. It's like a balancing act to think about this very clearly, but also not to the point where you're overthinking it in a negative way. All right, so just a bit of balance that we're needing with the way that we're thinking about things there as well, and trust your intuition more. I'm feeling, Scorpio, with that, but I hope that resonated for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, but for now we will. I'll just take a quick drink break and move on to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. What does Sagittarius need to learn? What does Sagittarius need to learn? Oh, what beautiful energy, Sag. Purity. Okay, you need to learn a little bit more purity. Stop letting the demons out. Just joking. Um, yeah, okay. So some of you may have, you may be aware that you have been a little bit, not as pure as you could be. I'm not talking about sex stuff. No, I'm talking about just innocence and the way that we're behaving and talking to others. Okay, so I'm not judging because I'm bad for it. I have a very quick temper. Always trust in the purity of your heart. Look inside your heart, and within it, you will find the answer. Okay, so purity, needing to embrace light a little bit more there. We also have life energy. The happy fairy of sunshine brings lots of life-giving energy. She reminds you to shine your light and to reveal anything in the shadows that needs to be healed. So, that's pretty supportive of what we were just saying with that purity card as well. Shine your light. Don't let that light dim and be clouded with, negative actions or behaviors. Same thing, words or whatever. Allow that light to really shine. With this energy, it's a lovely energy, Saggy. So you've definitely got it inside you. It's just a matter of letting it out a little bit more, learning how to let out that beautiful, innocent side of yourself, the loving, giving side of yourself a little bit more. All right. Embracing the lighter sides, the more positive aspects, okay? But we'll have a look with the lenormand as well. Sagittarius. What does Sagittarius need to learn? Supportive message here of what we've just sort of talked about already. We do have the road there, the pathways. So you're on the right path already straight away with that card. We're always sort of, no matter what path you take, it's going to be the right one for you. It's just a matter of consciously choosing to give more of yourself. Okay, we have the flowers there, which is all about giving and receiving. Okay, so it's reciprocal energy. So are we giving as much as we're receiving from people? Are we giving the same energy? Are we giving equal give and take here? Are we are we giving as much love as we're receiving from people? Are we receiving as much love as we're giving from other people? Really thinking about the, making a conscious decision to maybe give more, making a conscious decision to look at how you're receiving as well. All right. And make sure we're receiving in a pure way rather than, sometimes when we do receive, sometimes entitlement can become a bit of an issue. So make sure we're receiving in a pure way rather than in an entitled way. Not that you guys are doing that. I'm just sort of that's just coming through. So, but we also do see the key. All right, so the key opens up brand new doors to success here. So you definitely have this ability to unlock yourself and unlock that vulnerable, sweet, beautiful side of yourself to the world and walk through the doors of your future, with that in mind and consciously choosing to give more light, to give more purity to the world. So it's definitely embracing that and showing us that you are going to have a lot of success if you can, consciously choose to give more of yourself and give more of your time, your love, your energy. All right. It doesn't necessarily have to be physical gifts. It can always be time, love, or energy that we're giving to the world. And especially if we're giving that in a pure way. All right. Because your life energy is so, it's naturally, like with that coming out for you, Sagittarius, it's your life energy is naturally pure and sweet and giving and loving. And for some reason you're just blocking that from yourself and not allowing yourself to fully give the full extent of that to the world. All right, so you do just need to learn how to, act and talk a little bit more with that light in mind. All right, although I know, like I said, I myself have been guilty of not always being light and love. I am very quick to anger, and we all are human after all, right? And we all have our faults. So don't let anything get in the way of a good gossip. Sometimes a bit of negativity is fun. Time and place. Okay. All right. No, well, that's what we have for you, Sagittarius. So you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. I hope it did resonate. But moving on to Capricorn. Capricorn, what do you need to learn? What does Capricorn need to learn? What does Capricorn need to learn? Okay, Capricorn, abundance. All right, so I'm straight away, I'm feeling this is, I'm just coming off the Sagittarius read. If you've got strong Sagittarius placements, maybe there's something for you in that one as well. But abundance, straight away, this is all about learning how to receive. All right, learning how to receive abundance and accept abundance into your life. All right, so prepare yourself for incoming abundance. Release any mental blocks you have. Here in fairyland and human land, there is enough abundance for everyone. All right, so it's not blocking yourself from having that. Feeling okay with having abundance. All right, so if you are being given some things in this life that others around you may not be getting those qualities, the abundance of gifts, of money, of whatever it is for you in your situation, love, even you may have quite a lot of people chasing after you, Capricorn, and everyone's kind of looking at you like, how come you're getting all the love? How come you're no, remove those blocks, and don't be ashamed to show your abundance and have your abundance. Don't feel guilty for your abundance in this world. All right. We also have the tree wisdom, which very Capricorn energy there with the tree wisdom. If I'm like, us being earth signs, something I like to do when I'm, a lot of the time when I need grounding and meditation and that sort of thing, I actually have a tree that I go and climb. So this may be a sign to me as well, being a Capricorn as well, that I need to go and visit my tree. All right, but this tree dryad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sounds it makes. So just on that note, Capricorn, meditation with flute sounds may be quite important to help you through this at the moment. It does talk about the flute, which is interesting that it's talking about an actual instrument, an actual sound wave. I've always been very, very interested in frequency meditations. So, something with flute tones may be actually very, very useful to you at the moment, Capricorn. But yeah, will help you navigate, revealing insights and answers through the sounds it makes. So this is also talking about listening. All right, the sound. What sounds? What sounds? What can you hear that quiet your mind, and what comes to mind, and listening. If there's certain sounds that you keep hearing, a lot of the time we talk about with awakening, the ringing in the ears and that sort of thing, like those sorts of things being very prominent and important for you to learn how to utilize those a little bit more, and understand those a little bit more. So, and paying attention, I feel, is the main thing for you, Capricorn, to pay attention to the sounds that you're hearing, and it actually helping you, reveal things to yourself. Okay, but we'll have a look with the lenormand as well. What does Capricorn need to learn? What does Capricorn need to learn? But yeah, I'm feeling too like going out and listening to nature. Something like that as well, Capricorn. Okay. What do you need to learn? What do you need to learn? Please clarify. Can you please clarify? Clarify those first two cards for Capricorn, please. All right, so very interesting. I do also have the letter on the bottom of the deck, okay, which is a communication card, which I just wanted to show you that, Capricorn. The first card we have is the birds, which is a communication card. So this one is all about, it's a few different, a lot of the time it can be conversations. It can be a phone call in specific. It can be like gossip, chatter. I'm kind of getting though that for you, Capricorn, this is going two different ways. I'm getting two different things here. When I've clarified the first two cards, I've gotten the Tower. So for some of you, this is referring to past conversations that you've had, whereas majority of you, this is referring to the foundation of self-talk, that inner chatter. Once again, with that listening being important, the sounds being important, that inner talk. Okay, so this is for probably majority of you, but for some of you, this is a conversation from the past, like an actual conversation that you've had with somebody in the past there. But it's more about the foundation of the way that you talk to yourself. Okay, that chatter within you, that back, that little voice in the back of your head that's constantly chattering away at you there. Or maybe that's just me, that they don't shut up. But well, I don't stop talking very much either. So but it's kind of like ending that negative self-talk, all right, is what I'm getting. We have the coffin here as well. So the coffin really does talk about endings bringing new beginnings, and needing to end something here, needing to end that, needing to close the lid on all that negative self-talk, to close the lid on that conversation from the past, move on from that conversation. No, move on doesn't feel quite right, but end that, for some of you, this may even be like, rather than a conversation with someone from the past, it may be more along the lines of self-talk that you've been taught from someone else, like something that someone has said to you repeatedly, and you've heard this so often that you start to believe it. Like if you're I think I spoke about it in a reading ages ago. I ran into a woman one day, and she said something. We were trying on clothes, or looking at clothes in a shop there, and this woman had said something about, oh, I can't wear that because every time I go to put on a coloured dress, I hear my mother's voice telling me that'll make you look fat. This is what it is. It's something like that. And whether that's come from someone else telling you that, and it's like that woman where every time you do the thing, you hear the mother's voice in the back of your head saying, don't do this, don't do that. Or whether that's your own voice telling you, don't do this, don't do that. You'll look fat. Yeah. That's my little voice, sorry. That's my inner voice telling me, you look fat. It needs to end. All right, we need to kill that off within ourselves. Because I feel like, you know, either way, it's affecting the way you talk to yourself, and that's what needs to end. All right, you need to stop telling yourself that. Yeah. So that's what I'm seeing there. Is that's what you need to learn. You need to learn how to stop telling yourself that, or whatever it is for you specifically. With that coffin, we do also see though that as soon as you close the lid on that, new beginnings, brand new energy comes through. It's death and rebirth. So it's relearning how to talk to yourself properly in a more abundant way, to listen to yourself in a positive light. Positive affirmations, all that sort of stuff. And we do see here the book as well. All right, so the book, not only does it refer to those new beginnings, those new chapters in the way that you're talking to yourself, Capricorn, but there is this element with the book of finding that wisdom, of researching how to do this, and how to stop, how to replace that negative self-talk with positive self-talk. So for a lot of you, that's the physical learning that there is a bit of physical learning, I feel, for a lot of you in this, where you may need to look up, go to Google and look up how to stop negative self-talk, how to reinforce positive affirmations, how to, what are positive affirmations? What are some positive affirmations I can use? Ideally, with that tree wisdom card, ideally, if we can find a meditation we can listen to that is got flute sounds and positive affirmations, bingo, done. All right, but preparing to accept abundance, okay? Because I feel like for a lot of you, that's why we're getting this negative self-talk, because it's like, you don't deserve that. You don't deserve this. You do. You definitely do. Okay, Capricorn. So stop that negative self-talk. I feel like that's what that is for majority of us, all right? And like I said, I'm a Capricorn sun, and I feel that. I do feel that. Like I said, my negative self-talk is usually, you're too fat. Oh, and I tell you what, as I'm getting older, it's, you're getting too old for that. I think a lot of that, a lot of us have that sort of negative self-talk, but it's time for you to learn how to overcome that, Capricorn. And me. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Okay, no, I hope that, well, if that resonated. If not, you're more than welcome to check other placements, okay? But we'll move on to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to learn? What does Aquarius need to learn? What does Aquarius need to learn? Solitude, Aquarius. Think of being alone as meaning you are all one and in total harmony with everything. The greatest treasures are those that wait silently during your quiet times. Okay, so the need to spend some time to yourself and really, just sit quietly and enjoy by being by yourself. Instead of thinking of it as being alone, I'm all alone. Thinking of it as, I'm part of everything, so I'm never alone. That kind of solitude. But we do sort of feel more so learning how to spend time with yourself and be in solitude, to be in quietness without it affecting us. Oh, I'm all alone. I need noise. I need this. I need that. So really being comfortable in solitude, okay, balancing out the noise and the full on busy with just those quiet moments to yourself where you can just rest and just be at one with yourself. We also have motivation. Okay, that says, when spring approaches, the flower fairies urge you to spring into action. If there's something you've been merely thinking about doing, they say get busy and do it. All right, so I do usually read the seasons as my own. It is currently spring at the moment, but we're nearly over. It's nearly finished for the year. Although, here in Australia, the seasons have been very iffy. All right. So, heading into summer, it's been raining and whatnot. So we've had a lot of storms and all that sort of stuff. So it's not your typical spring heading into summer period here. So I do feel as though this is actually pretty current energy for you though. So, like I do read the seasons as my own regardless, but rather than considering that we're at the end of this motivational period here, I kind of feel that, it's current, ongoing for you at the moment. So, you've probably got I feel like you've probably got another full month or so in this energy of, being, urged into action. All right. So if there's something you've been thinking about doing, now is the time to do it. Learn, especially when it comes to learning, if there's something, I'm feeling for some of you, this is, an actual physical world thing where you've actually been thinking about, oh, I want to go and do a course on this, or I want to go and do some further education and learn how to do that, or whatever. I want to learn how to knit. I want to learn how to do this or that. Now's the time. If you've been thinking about it, stop thinking about it and just get in there and do it. All right. Find that motivation, spend that time with yourself to really sort of pump yourself up to go, do you know what? I've been thinking about this for a while now and I really want to do it. So I'm just going to go and do it. All right. I feel like now's the time for you, Aquarius, to spring into action. All right. Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to learn? What does Aquarius need to learn? Pretty straightforward here. We do have the bear first and foremost, which the bear can talk about a lot of different things, but today it's talking about nurturing. All right, it's been that mama bear and nurturing. We do see, it's a bit hard to see in these cards, but the little baby bear on top of the mama bear there. The bear really is that mama bear energy where you help things nurture and grow. All right, and so I feel like what we're nurturing and growing here for you, Aquarius, that you need to sort of learn how to nurture yourself a little bit more when it comes to giving. All right, we do have the flowers there, and I'm feeling it's coming through straightforward here. It's pretty much just saying nurturing the side of yourself that gives your all. All right, once again, back to that motivation, springing into action. If you've been thinking about something, nurture that side of yourself that wants to fully give to that and is ready to give to that. Start giving to that. We do see the stalk as well. So the stalk is, where things, start to get stirred up and come into fruition. All right, it's giving to this idea, because the stalk card, it's actually a pregnancy card as well. It's not relevant here in this particular reading that it's a pregnancy card, other than the fact that it means that it's, that period of gestation where things are growing within you. All right, and you've been growing this idea. So this is how I kind of see this gestation period. It's like this idea has been formulating. You've been thinking about it, growing it inside of you, and it's sort of letting us know that it's getting, it's time for you to give your all, so that can actually be birthed out into the universe. All right, so it's time to stir it up, and bring it from just an idea into, out into fruition. All right, so find that motivation within you to really, really stir up that energy of getting this idea out of you, and out of you as an idea and into the world as an actual thing. Nurture and give. Nurture that side of yourself that wants to give this a try. All right, give it a go. Give it your all. Is coming through there as well. All right, so that's what we have for you, Aquarius. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we shall move on over to our Pisces. How are we, Pisces? Okay, What does Pisces need to learn? What does Pisces need to learn? Oh, no, one more shuffle. What does Pisces need to learn, please? Not wanting to come out for you, Pisces. What does Pisces need to learn? Wish wisely. Okay. Use your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desire and take practical steps towards making your dreams come true. So I feel like with this one, Pisces, that it's kind of feeling as though, you know, I'm getting this slight element of be careful what you wish for, because if you haven't thought that through properly, it's going to manifest in a way that is unexpected and maybe not even quite right. All right. So using your wish very wisely, manifesting wisely, thinking things through to the point where you know every little nook and cranny of that wish, so it comes through exactly how you want it. Not, it's kind of like a wish for a pair of shoes, and you get a pair of shoes, but they're the wrong size. So wishing for I wish for a pair of shoes in this size, in this color, being a little bit more specific with your wish, okay? Being wise about it and making sure we, iron out the little details to make sure we get what we actually are wishing for here. But also the taking practical steps towards making your dreams come true, Pisces. I feel like that may be that for some of you, that's what you need to learn. Not only how to, know exactly what you're wishing for, but also to actually work out how you're going to get this. So even if, once again, the pair of shoes, I wish for a pair of shoes in this size, in this color, but I want them to arrive through this. Like, I want them to come to my house in a parcel because I want them to be, I want to be able to pay for them online. Or I want this pair of shoes in this color and this size, but I want to find them at the op shop half price, or I want to be gifted those. So thinking, practical steps to actually how that can actually be achieved as well. So maybe not even specifying one thing, but thinking through how the different ways that wish could actually be achieved, and taking that on board as well. So you're kind of saying, once again, specifying that wish of like, I want those shoes in this size, in this color, but I don't want them from that website. I don't trust that website. I don't want that website. They're bad quality through that website. I don't want that website. So having that extra little bit of, clarity and specification on your wish. All right. So getting, learning how to be a little bit more accurate with what, what it is that you're wishing for here. All right. Having a little bit more detail than just a general, I wish for love, and then, you get some love heart sprinkles on a cake the next day, like, that sort of thing. Magical blessings. Whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairies say you can bless others too. All right. So you can see here, there's actually 3 figures in this card here. 3 little fairies, one with their wings up in the middle here. I reckon that's probably you, Pisces, with your wings out flying around. The other 2 have their wings down. All right. So I do feel as though these are talking about friends or family members of yours that you can actually, some of these wishes that you're wishing for, incorporate some wishes for others around you as well, because, I'm just feeling that for some reason you need to learn how to incorporate others into your wishes a little bit more, in that sense of you, because, it's kind of that thing of like, if you won $1 million and you all of a sudden you're a millionaire, you are going to feel you're going to want to do all these, you're going to want to do all these things, go all these places, that you don't want to be paying for all them to come with you. You know, you want them to be able to win $1 million as well, so they can come with you anyway, you know, in that kind of sense, you know. So whatever blessings you are wanting for yourself, you know, keeping in mind that you can bless those around you to, you know, all be on a very similar sort of journey. All right. This does really bring to mind that trio kind of feeling of, you know, the law of three. You know, it's not, I'm not really into that much, because it's more along the lines of, you know, like witchcraft and whatnot. But it's the rule of three or whatever, where it's, you know, whatever you wish for, you know, just comes back 3 times. So I'm not explaining it very well, but if you want to know more about that, that's up to you, to look into that. But I'm just getting that sort of reference here as well, that you can actually help these other people with you. So, you know, the law of three, in that sense of, you know, if you're inspiring positive things for 2 people around you, then the law of three is, you know, you're going to get that threefold back on yourself. And if you're doing good things for others, threefold back to you. Whereas if you're doing, you know, if you're going only caring about yourself, you know, you're going to find that comes back to you threefold, and you're going to want someone to care about you, and they're not, because, you know, you've done all this stuff with only caring about your needs and whatnot, but you had the opportunity to sort of, you know, bring people on this journey with you, and you didn't. So it's just kind of asking me to remind you of that factor as well, that, you know, there's no point in you moving forward so far if there's no one to enjoy it with you. All right. So, you know, blessing others around you as well as yourself, Pisces. Okay. What does Pisces need to learn, please? What does Pisces need to learn? Well, straight away I'm seeing the wish reference coming through. So you definitely learning how to manifest in a much more clearer way here, Pisces, and it's important to stay hopeful and optimistic as well. We do have the Star card, which is all about, you know, wish fulfillment. All right, so that's supporting those oracles straight away. But I'm just wanting clarity for, why does Pisces need to learn about card 2 and 3? Why does Pisces need to learn, or what does Pisces need to learn from that? Okay, all right. So this other portion of the message here, Pisces, the reason you need to know about this, the reason you need to learn this, we have the masculine and the house. Okay, so this is for clarity of thought, so that you can control emotions better, deal with emotions better, be more emotionally stable, be more logically secure. So think things through more logically rather than emotionally, and have a bit more, you know, I'm just getting like emotional stability, because the house is all about stability, and the masculine does talk about, you know, being able to control your emotions and come from a more logical side of things, you know, being able to control the chaos a little bit, you know, being secure in dealing with chaos and, you know, war and conflict and whatnot, those more masculine elements there, being able to, you know, being more secure and stable and being able to deal with those. All right, because what we're seeing is the lily and the mice. Okay, so my best friend's going to hate me. She hates it when she sees the mice cards. You know, she feels like that poor mouse card is haunting her. So I'm sorry, bestie. But it does feel like that mouse card comes out quite a lot for Pisces for some reason. So sorry about it. But it's talking about you know, with the lily, it talks about your emotional security and you know, being vulnerable with yourself kind of energy here. And the mouse energy is all about the past, things that are, you know, losses in the past, but also, you know, things that are sort of eating away at you, things that are eating away at your emotional self, basically being able to be emotionally intimate with others, being able to be vulnerable with others. Whatever this is kind of eating away at you a little bit, and it's learning how to deal with that so that you can be more emotionally secure and stable there. But it's learning how to make long-term changes to your emotions, not to your emotions, because you know it's totally fine to feel them, but um, I'm just feeling it's got to do with like a loss of your emotional intimacy. So it's kind of learning how to not allow yourself to stop being intimate with people on an emotional level, to not allow things from the past to, you know, stop you being vulnerable in the future, with people that you are close to and whatnot. I am just getting that from that, but it's all about, you know, ultimately I'm getting here that there's something about, and that may be connected to some of these wishes, and that's why it's asking you to be a bit more clear, with the way that you're wishing things through and the way that you're, you know, planning to see them through in practicality, because you know you need to be emotionally intimate with yourself about what you do truly want, and how you want to actually deal with things, you know, that have been a little bit emotional from the past, you know, losses that you have, you know, experienced in the past with, you know, on an emotional level. And you know, in order to find that security, that stability, we kind of need to go through the steps. So it's all about learning a little bit more about how to be vulnerable, is kind of what I'm getting here. So you know, there's lots of different ways that we can learn how to be a bit more vulnerable, a bit more, you know, I'm feeling just open and honest, and you know, talking, you know, not avoiding those emotions, and just getting through them, not allowing them to eat away at your energy and take and take and take, like that mice energy does try to do. It does try to just take and take and nibble away at you and nibble away at you. You know, whereas the more willing you are to be a bit more vulnerable and intimate with yourself on an emotional level, the less that it's going to be able to take from your energy. Okay. So maybe even thinking, if you haven't got a wish specific to that, maybe start thinking about how you can bless yourself, you know, with more emotional vulnerability toward yourself, and being a bit more open and honest about how you're feeling and how your emotions are traveling and whatnot. All right. And it will lead you to emotional stability. All right. At the end of the day. So your wishes are going to be fulfilled, Pisces. We do have, you know, 2 cards that are directly, well, 3 really. That blessings card is talking about, you know, wishes, you know, being desires being met as well. So you know, we do have 3 cards here talking about your wishes sort of coming true. So it's just a matter of sort of getting through the emotional side of it all, in the meantime, I feel, Pisces. But that's what we have for you. You're, of course, more than welcome to check other placements. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate it. But hopefully I'll see you all again soon.